The core of a white aura deck looks something like this, with about 13 spaces for non-engine and 6 extra deck slots that you can swap out depending on your needs. This deck is using Swamp Eel, a level 4 tuner that increases the consistency of the deck by giving Beautiful Princess a level 4 tuner to search for to combo with Sardine. Prosperity is run to increase the probability of drawing Sardine. If we take a look at the consistency without Pot of Prosperity, it's garbage. There are some alternatives to increase the consistency outside of Pot of Prosperity. We'll talk about those later. Sunfish is a really bad brick, so you only really want one copy. Then you're gonna have soft copies of the card like Abyss Shark and Reincarnation to search for it. Psiics Moonlight of the Ghoti is another card that can search for your Sardine or Sunfish, and Gold Sark is a second copy of your Psiics. Assuming Prosperity always grabs the white fish that you want from the deck, this means your deck has 11 soft copies of Sardine and 12 copies of Sunfish. For someone broke like me, Swamp Eel is on the expensive side, especially for a card that's just going to become obsolete in 2 months with the release of Legacy of Destruction when we get Fishborg Harpooner. If we swap out the Swamp Eel for Fishborg Harpooner, then we can also replace Beautiful Princess for Mermaid Shark. Mermaid Shark has a similar effect to Abyss Shark. When you normal summon it, it adds a level 3, 4, or 5 fish from your deck to your hand. This card starts your combo by using up your normal summon, so it competes with Beautiful Princess. There will be some advantages to using this over Beautiful Princess. 1, because it doesn't completely die to ash, and 2, because Harpooner opens up new combo lines when you search for it with Mermaid Shark. So the reason why we don't use Mermaid Shark now is because it doesn't combo with Abyss Shark, it doesn't combo with Leaf Fish, but with Harpooner, Mermaid Shark will be able to combo with the same amount of cards that Tuna can. But unlike Tuna, if Mermaid Shark is negated by Ash, it stays on the field, so you'll still be able to use it to extend your combo. When we added Fishborg Harpooner and Mermaid Shark to the deck, the consistency only went up 2%. It looks statistically insignificant, but the quality of those combos went up. We took out Swamp Eel, so we have 1 less brick in the deck, and the probability of doing a white aura combo has gone up 10%. This is because Mermaid Shark can search for white Sunfish, giving us 3 more soft copies of Sunfish. When you're trying to fill up the non-extra deck space, you're gonna have to weigh whether or not you want to run Crossout Designator or do you want more going second power. Some people side deck Crossout Designator, especially if you're going second and you want to max out on Handtraps to stop your opponent. If we take Pot of Prosperity out of the deck, we can see the consistency of the deck falls to 71%. There are alternatives to increase consistency like Foolish Goods. Foolish Goods can play through Droll and Lock. It can search for any card on the top row because Ice Barrier searches for Abyss Shark and Abyss Shark searches for the other level 4 monsters. We also have enough extra deck slots for Ready Fusion and Instant Fusion. We'll be running Sea Monster of Theseus, a level 5 tuner. If your opponent Ash or imperms your Mermaid Shark, you can activate your Ready Fusion, special summon the Theseus, and synchro into Arian Post. A deck that wants to summon Toad is more likely to want to use Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion. This deck is also using Coelacanth, so we'll have another way to summon Toad as part of our combo. I'll have a Coelacanth combo at the end of the video. For now, we'll start out with a Mermaid Shark combo. And this one is Mermaid with Sardine. We can normal summon the Mermaid Shark, activate its effect to search the deck for a level 3 or 4 or 5 fish. We'll add Abyss Shark. Abyss Shark will then special summon itself. We'll use Abyss Shark to add a level 3, 4, or 5 fish. We'll add the Sunfish. So this does play into Nib pretty hard, so sometimes maybe you want to add Sunfish with Mermaid Shark and then add Abyss Shark to your hand later in the combo. So we'll special summon the Sardine and then special summon the Sunfish to special summon the Sardine sent to the graveyard. And this is where the opponent would activate a Nibiru. And then we turn that Sardine into a tuner, synchro with Sunfish into Arian Post, and then use Arian Post to banish Psiics from the deck, use Psiics to banish a fish from the graveyard or field, and then special summon the Psiics, and then use Psiics to search the deck. Being able to search the deck for any fish opens up the door for so many different variables, so you may come up with a better combo than me. I'll be using this as an opportunity to add Keef to the hand and then banish it with the effect of Psiics. We still have another search with Arian Post, so we're going to link into Coral Anemone. Using the Sardine and Abyss Shark, we'll special summon Coral Anemone in the extra monster zone, activate Coral Anemone to bring back the Sardine, and when that Sardine is special summoned from the graveyard, we can turn it into a tuner. Using that level 2 tuner Sardine, we'll synchro with Arian Post into a Dragite, activate the effect of Arian Post in the graveyard, banish Arian Post, and then search the deck for a level 6 or lower fish. We'll use it to add Leaf Fish. If you haven't already activated Abyss Shark, then you could use this as an opportunity to add Abyss Shark and special summon it, search for the Leaf Fish, and then link into Abyss Keeper to special summon that Leaf Fish, When Leafish is special summoned, we can send a fish to the graveyard. We'll send the shift to the graveyard, banish the shift. So now we have 2 of our Ghoti fishes banished, and on the opponent's standby phase, we'll special summon the shift, and we'll special summon the Keef. On the field, we have 3 disruptions. We have Dragite to negate spell and trap cards. We have Keef to banish a monster special summoned, and we also have Shift to synchro into Arian Post. We also have Psiics, which will search the deck for Zep, and we'll use that to banish Zep and synchro into a 4th disruption. But in order to do that, we also need to activate Keef to special summon the Arian Post. And then when we have an opportunity, we can synchro with that Arian Post using the shift into our Ascan, and with the Arian Post in the graveyard, we'll activate that on Chainlink 1. We'll ignore the fact that I activated Ascan on Chainlink 1. We want to activate Arian Post on Chainlink 1 so we can chain block it and prevent it from being negated by Ash. We'll banish the Arian Post, search the deck for our Snopios, and we haven't searched the deck with our Psiics yet, so we're going to banish the Psiics with our Ascan. When Psiics is banished, we'll banish 1 fish on the field or graveyard, special summon the Psiics, and search the deck for any fish. So this is our opportunity to add our Zep to the hand, and that will be our 4th disruption with Snopios and Zep. So we're going to have to banish a card on the field to make room for them, and this will give us our Deep Beyond, or White Aura Whale. So this one's going to be an easy combo. We're going to use Mermaid Shark and Psiics to combo into Arian Post. So we're going to use Mermaid Shark to search for Abyss Shark. Abyss Shark will search for our level 4 fish. We'll use it to search for Silent Angler. And then we can link into Abyss Keeper using our Mermaid Shark and Abyss Shark. It's best to think of Mermaid Shark as a free Abyss Keeper and search. And now we're going to special summon our Psiics with Abyss Keeper and special summon the Silent Angler, and then synchro summon into our Arian Post. From here, we're doing our double Deep Beyond combo, which usually ends with Arian Post and Psiics on the field, but now we also have Abyss Keeper on top of that, so it does give you an extra body that could potentially use to be a card that can banish your Psiics to banish a card on the field. And now we have both of our tuners banished. Instead of doing a double Deep Beyond combo, there's another thing you can do in a White Aura. You can just simply add White Sardine to your hand instead of a tuner. Though this combo is only possible if you used Minaruka and not Silent Angler, so you're not locked out of special summoning. So now we can special summon the Sardine, and then link summon into Marincess Coral Anemone using the Sardine and Psiics. Marincess will then special summon that Sardine, and turn it into a tuner. Using that tuner and Arian Post, we can then synchro summon into Dragite, use the effect of Arian Post in the graveyard to banish a card from the graveyard. We'll banish the Arian Post, search the deck for a level 6 or lower fish and add it to our hand. We'll add the Snopios to the hand. This will allow us to still play. If our board is broken, we can just use the Snopios to banish the Psiics from the graveyard and search for the Zep, banish the Zep, and synchro again. So while the double Deep Beyond gives you 3 disruptions and Ascan and 2 Deep Beyonds, this one's also giving you 3 disruptions, but a spell trap negate and 2 synchro summons. One happens to be from the hand. So it's a little bit harder to break this board, though you are losing out on 1 disruption if your opponent doesn't happen to have any spell or trap cards to activate. So you can activate the effect of Snopios from the hand, banish the Psiics from the graveyard and another fish, and then special summon the Snopios. You can activate the effect of Snopios to target one of your opponent's card, and if it leaves the field, it will be banished. This does count as a 4th disruption, like a soft disruption, I guess. On Chainlink 2, we will special summon the Psiics. Psiics will banish fish to special summon itself, search the deck for a fish. We'll add Zep to the hand, and banish it, so we can synchro summon into our level 8 synchro. Activate the effect of Zep, synchro into Whale or Ascan. Use the effect of Ascan to banish one of our opponent's card and Snopios, so we can add Snopios to our hand. You can synchro into our Deep Beyond with Dragite. This will allow you to use Deep Beyond to banish the field and then banish the Ascan, and since Ascan has the effect that allows it to banish a card from the graveyard to bring itself back onto the field. Ascan will then special summon itself after banishing that fish, and protect your life points. So that's a fun little trick, and now we can move on to our next combo. So these are new combos that are now possible thanks to Fishborg Harpooner. So we're going to use Mermaid Shark and Leafish to combo into a double deep beyond. We'll activate the effect of Mermaid Shark to search for Abyss Shark, and then use Abyss Shark to search for Fishborg Harpooner. So if you're unfamiliar with how Fishborg Harpooner works, you reveal Fishborg Harpooner and a water monster to your opponent, and then you special summon one of them and discard the other one. So we're going to special summon our Leafish and discard the Harpooner. On summon, we'll activate the effect of Leafish, send a ship to the graveyard, and here we'll link into Marinta's Coral Anemone, leaving the Leafish on the field, special summon the ship, and with our Leafish and our ship, we'll synchro summon into our Arian Post. So from here, you already know how the combo goes. You use Arian Post to banish Psiics. Psiics banish the tuner from the graveyard. You special summon the Psiics, and then search the deck for another tuner and banish that tuner as well. And with 2 tuners, Arian Post and Psiics, that's enough to synchro into 3 synchros on the opponent's turn. Fishborg Harpooner now opens up a new combo line with Mermaid Shark and Abyss Shark. Normally you'd only be able to do a 2-card combo to summon Leafish, which was pretty bad, but now you can use Mermaid Shark to search for Leafish, use Abyss Shark to search for Harpooner, and then do the same exact combo as the previous combo. Harpooner will summon the Leafish, and bada boom, bada bing. So now it's time for some Mermaid Shark and Psiics. So we're going to activate the effect of Mermaid Shark to search the deck, add Abyss Shark to the hand, activate the effect of Abyss Shark to special summon itself, and search the deck for a Sunfish. And then link into Abyss Keeper with our Mermaid Shark and Abyss Shark, special summon the Psiics, and then use Psiics to search the deck for a fish. We'll search the deck for Sardine. And now we have our Sardine and Sunfish. So we can do a White Aura combo, special summon our Sardine, activate the effect of Sunfish to special summon itself, and special summon the Sardine from the graveyard. We'll turn the Sardine into a tuner. From here we can special summon our Arian Post with the Sardine and Sunfish. We'll activate the effect of Sardine to banish a tuner, and then link summon into Marinta's Coral Anemone. We use Coral Anemone to special summon one of the white fish, the level 4 or level 2, and turn it into a tuner. Do you want Jameer? Do you want Dragite? Well, I'll leave that up to you. I'm going for Dragite. So with Sunfish and Arian Post, I'll special summon Dragite, activate the effect of Arian Post in the graveyard, banish a fish. Here I'm going to banish Psiics, and then add our Keef to the hand. Psiics has 2 effects, and we haven't activated the effect that banishes a card and special summons itself. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll special summon our Psiics by banishing an Arian Post from the graveyard, and then special summon our Keef onto the field. So on the opponent's turn, we'll get our Psiics back. So this board has 4 disruptions. It has Psiics, it has Keef, it has Jameer, and if we use Keef to bring back the Arian Post, synchro with Arian Post and with Psiics, that will give us Snopios. Snopios and Psiics will give us Zep, so that's our 4th disruption. Now this is a bit risky because it does rely on your opponent special summoning before you activate Psiics, so you may end up wanting to banish Shift instead of Keef, and so that will leave you with just 3 disruptions instead. So now it's time for some ocean magic. We're going to bring out our big fish, Coelacanth. We're going to special summon the Sardine, activate the effect of Sunfish, special summon the Sardine from the graveyard, and then turn that Sardine into a tuner. Using that tuner and Sunfish, we'll synchro into Arian Post, activate the effect of our Arian Post, banish the Psiics from the deck, banish a fish from the graveyard, we'll banish the Sardine, and then add a fish to the hand. We'll add the Coelacanth to the hand, and banish the other Sardine. Now you want to keep Sardine if you want to go into Dragite instead of Jameer, but I want to go into Jameer, so I leave Sunfish in the graveyard instead of Sardine. So I'm going to activate the effect of Coelacanth, special summon 2 Leafish, and Psiics and Shift. Now if you already have a Leafish in your hand or graveyard, then you just summon a different level 4 fish. If you had the Leafish in your hand, you would discard it with Coelacanth because we're going to need that later. So with Leafish and Shift, we'll synchro summon into Arian Post, and with Shift in the graveyard, we'll banish it, target the Coelacanth, activate the effect of Coelacanth, tribute the Abyss Keeper. Now we can dig into our extra deck and grab a White Aura Porpoise using the Leaf Fish and the Psiics. On summon, White Aura Porpoise will special summon the Leaf Fish. If you have a copy of that card, you can special summon another copy of that card. So we'll special summon another Leaf Fish, activate the effect of Leaf Fish to send a fish to the graveyard. We'll send Snopios to the graveyard. Then we'll use those 2 Leaf Fish as materials to Exi summon into a Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark will detach one of those Leaf Fish to special summon Totally Awesome. And then we can go into our extra deck and link into our Marintis Coral Anemone using the Bahamut Shark and Coelacanth. Using Coral Anemone, we'll special summon the Sunfish or the Sardine, and then activate the effect of Sunfish, synchro into Jameer with Sunfish and our Arian Post. Using the effect of Arian Post, we'll banish a fish from the graveyard, we'll banish the Snopios that was sent to the graveyard, and then we'll add a level 6 or lower fish to the hand. I'm going to use it to add Keef to the hand. In the banishment, we'll activate the effect of Snopios, banish the Psiics, add Snopios to the hand, and then we'll just special summon the Keef onto the field. At the end of our turn, we'll activate the effect of Leaf Fish in the graveyard to shuffle 3 fish back into the deck. We'll target our extra deck monsters, Arian Post and Abyss Keeper. We can also shuffle back our second Arian Post or just some random main deck monster if we need it later. So now we can pass the turn to our opponent. This board has 5 disruptions. We have Keef to banish a special summon monster. We have Jameer to protect us and banish a card. We have an Omni Negate with Toad. And we also have White Aura Porpoise to synchro with our Shift. And we also have Snopios in the hand with our Psiics in the graveyard. So that will give us a second synchro summon. We also have Psiics banish. So if we banish with Keef and bring back the Psiics, that will give us 3 synchro summons. So this board has a potential for 6 disruptions, 7 if you also count Snopios, target to banish when it leaves the field. To reel it all in, White Aura is a pretty fun way to play Ghoti, though you may want to consider main decking those crossout designators because this deck is pretty fragile to draw and lock and Nibiru.